Hi, I'm Stevie Fernandez.
And I'm Trish Whitmer. Hope you've been enjoying sunny skies once again, and thanks for taking the time to join us for this week's Explore Tulsa.
Tell you what, for a while there, I thought it was never going to stop raining, and there was no way I was going to get my Porsche out in any of that kind of weather.
You don't own a Porsche.
No, but I do know a guy who owns a few. Maybe he'd let me drive one.
Brian Thomas at Rennsport is way too smart to let you drive one of his Porsches, but I'm sure he'll let us look over his collection.
They're bred from racing. And that's what really made the company go, is winning races, Pikes Peak, hill climbs. 60s and the early 70s, that was their heyday. And then they progressed farther too. Now they're starting to do it again. They're starting to be on top of the podium. Where it started was Germany with the Porsche family. There are still Porsche family in charge of many things there. They started in '48. A lot of people don't know Porsche actually designed the Volkswagen Bug. That was their first project, and a lot of the early Porsches, 48 through 52, 55, had a lot of Volkswagen parts on them. And then it just progressed and it turned into all Porsche. When I seen my first Porsche, I was probably 12 or 13 years old. Incredible vehicle at that time. They were different. I grew up in a hot rod family with Chevrolets, and to see something that small and that quick just intrigued me at that point. I had a neighbor that used to own a shop, and that's what he did for a living. And I kind of hung around with him for a while, and that's where I took my first internship, basically, with automotive. It was exciting. There was some really neat cars. But on top of that, it was Michigan. Cold and miserable, a lot of rust. It wasn't fun working on cars there. I moved to Los Angeles. I worked at a Porsche-only place. That's all we did. In California, there's Porsches every place. So, and it was a pretty well-known shop, and that's where I really cut my teeth on Porsche only. My favorite Porsches, I have a love for the 914. They're very nimble. It's like driving a go-kart. The 4 cylinders were awesome. I've owned over 60 914s. I liked the car just because it was their little stepchild, it seems like. It was a conjunction between Volkswagen and Porsche at the time. I like my 968, that's another favorite car, just because it's rare. I don't like seeing my car coming at me down the street, so I try to find something that's different. 911s, what can you say, they're awesome. Iconic car, once you drive one, you want one. Most of the advancements for Porsche mainly, Porsche and most of the German marques, they had them first for multiple years. ABS, traction control, 4-wheel drive systems, they were some of the first people out there that made them work on a street car. You keep thinking this is as far as you're going to get, and then they come out the next year with another 40 horsepower or something that handles much better. When I started the collection, it was 10 or 15 cars. You just kind of pick them up every once in a while. When you're at the store, you see one, you pick one up, and then it gets a little overwhelming. And where do you put all of it? And when I bought the company, I had quite a stash of collectible stuff, and then I had this huge showroom, so it was a place to display it all. The nice thing about model cars, you don't have to buy batteries, you don't have to buy tires for them. They stay shiny all the time. If you want to take them out and play with them, it's great. But the upkeep is much less than having a garage full of cars. I always try to find a replica of something I own. Some are very hard to come by. 914s are hard to come by, they didn't make a lot of them. 944 models they didn't make a lot of. 968 models they didn't make a lot of. So trying to find those is tough. Lately, with the car collector market and the surge going on here, quite a few more cars have been reissued. So there are some really neat little cars out there now that keep coming out. I have a passion for this car, just technology, the way they're built, what the cars will do. They're unlike any other car. Once you drive one, you really want to be around them.